Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel. I put together that prophecy because there's a passage in the book of Isaiah that asks, who will put this in order for me? Well, I did. This is the book. And I'm on the final chapter of the book, as a matter of fact. It's the 24th chapter. It's called In the Last Days. And I will be reading from the prophecies of Isaiah, Daniel, Malachi, Jeremiah, Nahum, Amos, Zephaniah, Lamentations, Malachi, and Hosea. In the last days. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake, as in the ancient of days, in the generation of old. Art thou not that which hath cut Rahab, and wounded the dragon? Art thou not it which hath dried up the sea, the waters of the great deep, that hath made the depths of the sea a way for the ransomed to pass over? Strengthen ye the weak hands, confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, Be strong, fear not, behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb shall sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high God hath wrought towards me. How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders! His kingdom is everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it. And many nations shall come and say, Come, let us go up into the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. I am your Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus saith the Lord, Keep ye judgments and do justice. For my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the Son of Man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from doing any evil. Neither let the son of the stranger that hath joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, The Lord hath utterly separated me from his people. For thus saith the Lord unto the eunuchs that keepeth my Sabbath, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. Even to them that I give mine house, and within my walls a place, and a name, better than the sons and of daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. Also the sons of the strangers that join themselves to the Lord, to serve him, and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, every one that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted on mine altar. For my house shall be called a house of prayer for all people. The Lord God, which gathereth the outcasts of Israel, saith, Yet I will gather others to him, besides those that are gathered to him. Set up a standard toward Zion. Retire not. Retire, stay not. For I will bring evil upon the north and a great destruction. Enter into the rock, and hide ye in the dust, for fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty. To go into the clefts of the rocks, and into the top of the ragged rocks, for fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terrible the earth. Wherefore it shall come to pass, that when the Lord hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion, and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria, and the glory of his high looks. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will burn her chariots in the smoke, and I will cut off thy prey from the earth, and the voice of the messengers shall no more be heard. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord God, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in a clear day. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth, for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty, when he arise to shake terrible the earth. For he will bring down them that dwell on high. The lofty city he layeth low, even to the ground. He bringeth it even to dust. I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. And he said, the Lord will roar from Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the inhabitants of the shepherds shall mourn, and the top of Carmel shall wither. She is empty and void and waste, and the heart melteth on the knee, and the knee smiteth together, and much pain is in thy loins, and the face of them all gather darkness. For weariness burneth as fire, or for wickedness burneth as fire. It shall devour the briars and the thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened. The people shall be as fuel of fire. No man shall spare his brother. The Lord hath prepared to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion. I will utterly consume all things off the land, saith the Lord. The holy city is a wilderness. Zion is a wilderness. Jerusalem is a desolation. Our holy and our beautiful house, where our fathers praised thee, is burnt up with fire, and all our pleasant things are laid waste. For behold, the Lord cometh from out of his place, and will come down, and treadeth upon the high places of the earth. For behold, the days cometh, that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise, with healings in his wings. And ye shall go forth, and grow up as calves in the stalls. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under your feet. In that day I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Remember ye the laws of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb, for all Israel, with the statutes and the judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And ye shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to the fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt call me no more Baali. For I will take away the names of Baalim from out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their names. And in that day I will make a covenant for them, with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of the heavens, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow, and the sword, and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. And I will betroth thee unto me forever, even ye will I betroth unto me, in righteousness, and in judgment, and in loving kindness, and in mercy. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will hear, saith the Lord. I will hear the heavens, and they will hear the earth. And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. He shall swallow up death and victory, and the Lord God will wipe away the tears from all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth, for the Lord hath spoken it. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers, that confirmeth the word of his servants, and perform the counsel of his messengers, that saith to Jerusalem, that thou shalt be inhabited, and the cities of Judea ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof. And thus ends the 24th and final chapter of the book of Zion. So, we are in the final stages of the prophecy, as you can see from the prophecy itself. If you go through the entire 24 chapters, you will know exactly where we are in this big scheme of things. But I will tell you, just so you know, the nation of Zion is now in the streets, protesting police brutality. They call themselves Black Lives Matter. And it is true that Black lives do matter, because as a matter of fact, the prohibition against marijuana was directly directed towards specifically Black Americans in Louisiana. That's where it all began. And that's why it all began. And that is why Black Lives Matter is the beginning of the creation of the nation of Zion. Now, in this chapter, at the beginning of the chapter, when we are still in this place, doing this thing, the here and the now, it tells us that I have a sure foundation. Let me see. But it says that I have a sure foundation. That sure foundation is Black Lives Matter. Because Black Lives Matter, the original prohibition against drugs that created the people of Zion, was directed towards Black Americans. It was also directed toward Hispanic Mexicans. If you look into the history books, you will see that that is exactly what happened. And you will also see that Dow Chemical instigated the entire thing. They bought and paid for the war on drugs. And the United States government found that it was such a fun game in the 20s when they did it against alcohol that they tweaked it a little bit and made it into a drug war. It's the same thing. Oppression. That's what it is. And we are in the streets right now demanding justice. And we will get that justice. That justice will come with the gray. That justice will come with Messiah from my last chapter. Because it's about time for him to show up. I get up on the I'm already on the world stage. Okay? I'm already here doing my thing. In my last chapter, my last video, I laid it out flat out to him. I said, "Thank you, motherfucker, for making my life suck so bad." And he did. That was all part of the game. But that's another entirely different story, which you will hear in the following episodes, because I'm going to start at chapter 1, well, the preface of the Pot Smoker's Bible. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm until then. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Stay happy and high. Find your joy and pursue it. Know that I love you all. We'll soon be in Zion, because that's where we're going. That's where all of this leads. That is why I will not say goodbye to you I'll always say later because we're just getting started. I'll never say goodbye.